Okay, so what is the overall energy of Cancer's person they are no longer in communication with? So the first card out is healing. That's really good. We have threshold and direction. Okay. Well, it seems like your person is in a really good place right now. They are healing. And I feel like for the vast majority of them, they are almost done with their healing process because they're at the threshold here. We have surrender, dissolve. We have illusion, but I don't really feel like they're under any sort of illusion here, because if you're going through a healing process, that usually means surrender and acceptance. And they are ready to take their life in a new direction here with true calling and life path. They want to follow their soul's calling. They want to follow their true path. So for the vast majority of you guys, remember it's general reading, so it's not going to apply to everyone. Your person is almost done healing. They are ready to walk through the door. They are ready to go down a new path and follow their soul's calling. I really like that. It's a good way to start the reading, guys. All right, so let's get some tarot here and find out what is your person focusing on, or what are they working on? So what is Cancer's person working on right now? I also posted the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine readings for April last week, so if you didn't get a chance to watch those, you can find them on the playlist. Okay, so we have the King of Swords in the reverse. We have the the Nine of Chalices in the reverse. And then we have the Ten of Wands in the reverse. Okay. So what are they working on? I feel like they're working a lot on their communication skills here with this. I'm sorry, this is the King of Wands in the reverse. I feel... So I said King of Swords. There's no accidents in tarot. I feel there was some sort of breakdown. Obviously, if we're in a no communication reading, there's a breakdown in communication. But like it was because they weren't good at communicating with you, is what I feel like. So something went wrong. Or they were, with the King of Wands in reverse, it's kind of a stubborn energy, but it feels like they were holding something back. Like they were unwilling to tell you something, maybe speak their emotions. And they were holding it back for egotistical reasons, is what it feels like. They maybe did not want to admit that they had feelings for you, or that there was a connection there, or something like that. It's almost like, for some of you, maybe you were like, I have deep feelings for you. I want this to be exclusive. And they were like, oh, I don't date people exclusively, or I don't like labels. Like, I don't want to be labeled your boyfriend or girlfriend. Something like that. There was some sort of ego wall that was put up that was to kind of control the connection here. Okay, it doesn't have to be that specifically, but that's kind of the gist of what I'm getting. Or if you're even like married to this person, there's just some things that they were unwilling to do because of ego. Like maybe they didn't want to go to therapy because they saw that as weak or something. They just had some sort of stubborn wall up, and it was holding, and it was there to hold back vulnerability, is what it feels like. But that's what they're healing. It's underneath the healing card. They're like, I can't keep behaving this way if I ever want to be in a relationship with anybody, not just Cancer. Okay, so the threshold, we have the Nine of Cups, the chalices here, and the reverse. There is a little bit of a fear of failure here. I think that's why some of them haven't walked through the door just yet, haven't reached out to you or started down their new path. They're worried they're not going to be successful, that their hopes and dreams are an illusion. That's where the word illusion is coming in. There's a little bit of like anxiety and negative self-talk here. I think they're in the healing process, and they're, even when you've done a lot of healing work and you feel like you've made a progress, every now and then a negative voice pops into your head, and I feel like that's kind of what's happening. They're like 85% there, but then there's still like a little nagging voice there, and they're like, all right, I'm going to go through the door today. And then the voice is like, are you sure? Are you going to be successful? So I think that that's why they're on the threshold. They're on the cusp. They haven't gone through yet because there's a little bit of fear of failure here. But the closer they get to their true calling and their life path, the more of the weight of the world is lifted from them. They feel less and less of those burdens, the more they align with their true calling. So that's what they're working on. All right, so why is this King of Wands in the reverse here? Yeah. Okay, we have Justice and the Tower. Something happened in their life that caused a huge breakdown. It could have been you walking away and saying, I'm no longer speaking to you, or I'm not going to be with you anymore. And there is a huge desire to bring about a feeling of justice to the situation. I don't think they ever expected you to be like, I'm done, and cut off communication. It feels like you're the one that did it because they were being so closed off and they were refusing to work with you. They were refusing to develop the relationship. And that blew up their world in a way I don't think they expected, because if they're a person that is closed off, they're probably not that in touch with their emotions. So when you walked away, when you said, I don't want to do this anymore because you're unwilling to work with me, it just kind of was a huge blow to them that they were not expecting. Now we have the Justice card here, and they really want to balance the situation out here. They want to bring you justice, and that's why they're healing. Okay, so probably it was really difficult to walk away. It was probably a very unpleasant situation. We have the Devil showing here, but I'm not keeping it. The King of Wands to me always feels like the Devil's little brother when it's in the reverse. Because it's like that ego, that pride, needing shadow work, but it's just not as intense as the Devil Major Arcana. So it's interesting that that card fell out. But they are wanting to bring justice to the situation. I think they feel regret, and I think they feel bad for behaving the way that they did and for not being open with you. Okay, why is the Nine of Cups here? In the reverse, I'm sorry. Why is the Nine of Chalices in the reverse? Okay, so we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. So the Page of Wands in the upright is about taking your life in a new direction. Threshold. They're on the threshold of a new life. But he's in the reverse here because, again, they're a little bit scared to take the risk. They want to do it. They're feeling called to do it, but they're not 100% healed. Okay, I mean, nobody can be 100% healed, but they're just not, they're very, very close. They're peeking out the door. All right, so why is the Ten of Wands in the reverse? We have Seven of Wands. I mean, sorry, Seven of Swords. They don't know why. They don't know why they were. I don't feel like they were deceptive or they lied or anything like that. They don't understand why they put up such a wall with you. So it's like the sneakiness and the deception is usually what this card is about, but it feels like it's not that they did that, it's just that they refused to share anything with you. And now they are understanding what kind of burden that put on you by them being so closed off and being so unwilling to be communicative and to share and be vulnerable. They're like, me keeping my secrets to myself, not sharing, put a lot of weight on Cancer. Cancer couldn't understand me. Cancer was maybe starting to have trouble trusting me because I was just always so unwilling to communicate and participate in this relationship. So there's a sense of acknowledgement there. Okay, so what do they want Cancer to know? What does their person want Cancer to know? Out together. That's okay. Yeah. All right. So we have Four of Cups. We have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. And we have the High Priestess with the Knight of Chalices both in the reverse. What do they want you to know? They know that they've missed out. They know that they messed up and that they have lost an opportunity by being so closed off, by allowing their trauma wounds to kind of control their life here. Eight of Coins in the reverse can be inner work. So they are trying to work on themselves from the inside. That's why they're at the threshold here. Pentacles is more about 3D things. So it's like they're taking this healing work and trying to put it into the 3D, working on themselves from the inside out so they can walk through the door. The High Priestess in the reverse with this Knight of Chalices in the reverse. Again, they don't know how to communicate feelings. They feel the feelings. Their intuition is telling them what they feel, but they just don't know how to communicate it. And that's been one of the biggest problems in your connection here, is them trying to understand how to communicate feelings. For some reason, they see that as a weakness, and they just don't like being vulnerable, because I think that's something that happened in their past, either a childhood or a really bad relationship. Why is the Four of Chalices here? See, we have the Fool in the reverse with the Ace of Cups. So the Page of Wands is a very similar energy to the Fool, and they're both here in the reverse. Okay, the more they miss you, the longer you guys are apart, the more they feel that void. It's kind of pushing them to take the risk here and to move their life in a new direction. They haven't done it yet. They're still scared of taking the risk and taking that big step, but they want this new beginning in love. They want a new beginning in love because they know that they missed out, and they know if they don't take a risk to at least try, then they've lost you forever. Okay, some of them are a little bit scared to communicate because they don't know how you're going to react. That's also a message that's coming through. Why is the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse? Yeah. We have Ace of Wands in the reverse. I think they're recognizing that a relationship cannot be based on just the physical here. I think that that's how they try to kind of navigate relationships before in the past was through the physical. And they're realizing now it needs to be more emotional. I mean, we have the Four of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups. They're trying hard to connect with their emotions. They don't know how to speak them yet, but they're realizing that it can't be all passion. It can't be all physical. There has to be emotional connection and vulnerability and emotional communication and emotional exchange. Why is the High Priestess in reverse with the Knight of... Oh, there's too many. Why is the High Priestess in reverse with the Knight of Cups in the reverse? Okay, yeah. So you have Ten of Cups in the reverse. They were not expecting to feel so sad when you walked away. Okay? They just weren't expecting it. So we have the Page of Cups in the upright here on the bottom of this deck. So it's like, Page is very immature. It's almost like a child. They don't really, they feel some feelings. They may imply some things or say some small emotions of communication. That's where they're at. They're trying to. They're not at the Knight yet. The Knight would be more forward communication. And they just kind of going to make this small offer of like, hey, I miss you, or how are you doing? Like, I really don't think they were expecting to miss you as much as they have. Because I'm guessing that they may have sabotaged relationships in the past out of self-defense. And they may have sabotaged this as well by being in this King of Wands in reverse energy, being stubborn and closed off and like refusing to work with you out of ego. And I just don't think they realized how much they were going to miss you when you walked away from this. Because it's really feeling like you walked away from the situation. But it might be just what they needed. Okay. All right. So let's get some channeled messages here from my handwritten cards. If Cancer's person could speak to them, what would they say? If Cancer's person could speak to them, what would they say? I have a hard time interacting with you because it triggers all the things I don't want to feel. And that's what this whole reading has been about. They don't want to feel things. And so when they interact with you, they start to feel feelings. They start to feel that emotional connectedness. And that's when they put the wall up. Aw, let's go on a date. See, that's a very small offer of communication. I just want to take you on a date. That's kind of their way of saying, I do still have feelings for you. Aw, I forgive you. You probably want them. Yeah, I forgive you. This does not feel like you did anything that... It's hard. I understand what they're saying. Let me try to figure out how to say what the energy is. I know what the energy is. And it's not like you went and did, it's not like you did a whole bunch of things to hurt them or... It's like when you walked away from them, when you left the situation, I think they got really angry. And they maybe even said, we'll never be, if you leave now, that's it. So, and I feel like, again, with the Tower here and this very heavy sadness with the Ten of Cups, they were not expecting your walking away to hit them as hard as it did. And so, in a way, this is saying, I'm glad that you walked away because it has triggered this deep healing process. It's woken me up. Okay, so it's not really I forgive you, but it's more like I'm thankful that you walked away. So they're sorry. They might be even sorry for saying this is final if you leave now or something like that. But there's like this, it's a surrender. It's also surrender. Okay. All right, Cancer, I'm going to leave the reading there for you. If it resonated, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.